Oh, yeah, I
Alright,
know
we are
the
now
area, know the area
unmuted.
well.
Yeah, it's nice. I liked it there a lot. Really good people. Family and I we don't want to leave the mid-coast.
Did you live down there? Or you
So private school kind of thing. So I had a place on
Oh,
campus
yeah.
where I stayed during the week. Yep.
When he was in junior high.
We
Okay.
are unmuted and we are ready to go whenever you are. Chairman Mar,
Vice Chairman.
Vice Chairman.
It's 5:58, but we can get started. Let's call this meeting to order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, any adjustments to the agenda? Take your silence to mean no. Excellent. On to presentations. Introduction of new RSU 40 Superintendent Daniel Welch. Come on down,
I guess
sir.
that's me over here.
Yes.
Yes,
right.
please.
Hello. Hi, well, good evening. It's been really great to get to know everybody for a few seconds before the meeting, and thanks for letting me speak here tonight. As you know, my name's Dan Welch. I'm the new superintendent here in RSU 40. Been on board since about July 1st, and been a really good 6 weeks so far. Everybody's been very welcoming, accommodating, and yeah, it's been a good start. I'm really looking forward to the work ahead. I think we have some really great people that I've met and interacted with so far that are associated with the schools and communities. And yeah, I look forward to learning a lot from people about what the communities want out of their schools and how we can make that happen in the way that's best possible for our students and provide them the best education possible and educational experience. So I didn't come with any kind of a presentation or anything like that tonight. So I truly just wanted to introduce myself to the board and the community, and I'm happy to answer any questions or talk about any topic you might like to, for sure.
Have at it, sir.
I'll speak up. In the last couple of years, Dan can attest to this. Got two Dans here.
Yeah.
I've tried to get a little bit more involved in listening what's going on within the RSU.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm born and raised here in town. I went to school at all these schools with Dan. We graduated together. And I think communication between the school staff, faculty, administration, as well as the board is very key.
Mm.
I think we can all agree that in the past, it wasn't quite there, I don't think.
Okay.
I know I've been on the board. This is my second term, so going on my fourth year. It's important for us all to work together and to know what's going on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
because whatever decisions you folks make, it's going to impact our residents, which same thing with our decisions are going to impact our residents as well as our students out there. So I think communication is key.
I appreciate
you
that.
coming in here
Yeah.
first, jumping right in here and seeing all the towns. Have you seen all the other towns already? I understand.
The only Warren will be in September, but this
I
is,
call your meetings, I go to your meetings, so
yeah,
it's good that you're out there talking to folks because it's important.
I couldn't agree more. You know, Julie and I were actually talking about this before, and you know, my feeling on it is the schools, they belong to the communities and we're all on the same team. Like, I know that the residents of all the communities here want the youth here to have a great education and a great educational experience. We all want the same thing. It's just figuring out how do we work together and collaborate on the best way to do it in a way that's responsible to the taxpayers, but still, provides students with what they need. So, a big part of my entry plan this year is around community engagement and providing formal opportunities to sit down with community members and hear from them. In my opinion, we really need to work together to build what our vision of the most efficient, highly effective, high quality school system in Mid-Coast Maine can be. And then how do we get there together? So I agree with you completely. And that's certainly going to be something we're going to try really hard this year to, make sure we have the lines of communication open and often. Open often.
Anyone else? Any questions for us, sir?
No, but I would just say, please, if there's ever any questions or anything about the school district that you want to talk about or anything, please just let me know. I am happy to come to meetings. I'm happy to, talk on the phone, whatnot. I just, please don't hesitate. I really look forward to working with you all and, see this as being, us having a good relationship is what's going to be best for the students and the residents of these communities. So please, anytime, truly.
I was excited to hear, excuse me,
No, please go.
the other night when I was watching the meeting and you spoke about there could be some possible changes coming down from the state.
Yes.
Prior to state
Yep.
funding, because they look at us with a high rich area, but really, are we? Because they look at evaluations only. Let's look at the big picture.
Yeah, I think, that formula's been around for a long time and our communities look different than they did 20 years ago. And so the way the state's calculating the funding formula to provide subsidies to communities starting next year will have a greater focus on the actual socioeconomic makeup of a community and not just what our property valuations say. I think here in the Mid-Coast, we get hit harder than most areas because we do have beautiful land, beautiful property, gorgeous coastline, but we may not have the industry to support a tax base like some other Southern Maine communities do. And so the fact that the state is recognizing that and trying to take steps towards correcting that, I think it's going to be good news for us.
Now we just need them to look at how we evaluate our properties.
I
Forget all metals.
yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, well, we're all set. Thank you so much for making the time, sir.
Of course. Well, thank you all, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thanks so much.
All right, next up, we have the Mid-Coast Conservancy. Welcome.
To get on the podium, you guys.
Yeah.
It's so people can hear you.
Okay, here we go.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
You tell yourself.
Yeah.
Introduce
Yeah.
yourself.
My name is Isabel Curtis. I'm the stewardship director at Mid-Coast Conservancy. And we have been working with the town of Waldoboro for a couple years now on amending the conservation easement that we hold on the town of Waldoboro's Quarry Hill Preserve. So Quarry Hill Preserve, if you all aren't familiar, you should be. It's beautiful and it's right up the road on Depot Street. It's about 320 acres. That the town of Waldoboro owns. A lot of it is wooded. There's also about, I think it's 40 or 60 acres of fields. Some of that is blueberry fields that you all do a great job of burning every year. Some of it is hayfield, or I think Spears was growing veggies there. And so the conservation easement, a little backstory, was placed in 2007 when Mid-Coast Conservancy was Madomic Valley Land Trust. And the, primary goal of the easement was to, keep that land available to the residents of Waldoboro for public recreation, agriculture, and to maintain wildlife habitat, kind of relatively in the downtown area. It's a big chunk of land and it's not far from downtown Waldoboro. And how a conservation easement works generally is, it places a set of limitations on the property. So the property stays privately owned. The town of Waldoboro owns it. And then there's a set of limitations on it that, maintain the wildlife habitat value of the property, that maintain water quality, agriculture, things like that, prevents, large subdivision and development. So that's the general premise of a conservation easement. And they are a legal, document, legally binding document. And they are meant to be difficult to change, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have any legal bearing. And so we started talking with the town of Waldoboro, I think about 3 years ago, first with Max Johnstone, because he wanted to develop more recreational opportunities there. So there's already the quarry that people use for fishing in the summer. There's the blueberries that people can pick blueberries there. There's the snowmobile trails, and then Midcoast Conservancy also has a preserve that we own next door. And so the trailhead for it, though, begins within Quarry Hill Farm Preserve. So there's also that hiking trail. So there's, some recreational opportunities there already. But Max, expressed the town was really interested in developing more recreational opportunities there. So he came and talked to us about building more hiking and mountain biking trails there. He had identified a grant that he thought was a good opportunity, and a partner for that grant, Midcoast Trail Stewardship. They're a trail builder. They build hiking and mountain biking trails all over the area. And so he wanted to know, what's allowed in the easement for trail development. And then he was also interested in adding a parking area to the preserve across from the quarry, because there's no real parking there. If you've ever been there, there's 2 little pull-offs right near the quarry, like a 2-car pull-off. And then as you drive up the road, where the road splits, and the Madomic Valley Land Trust Founders Preserve is, Midcoast Conservancy's preserve trailhead, there's another little 2-car pull-off. And so they've had problems with people parking along the road in the summer, kind of blocking the road as they fish at the quarry. So he wanted to develop, a real parking area there. So we took a look at the easement, and we determined that we have to amend it to allow for that. Currently, the only additional parking that can be built there is, the property is divided into 2 zones. So zone A is where all the agriculture happens, where the fields are, and that's where the original easement specifies parking can be built. The quarry's outside of that, though, so we would have to amend the easement to build a parking area outside of zone A. And then we also wanted to clarify in the easement that multi-use trails can be built, because the easement says trails for low impact recreation. And so, that was the premise, or what instigated this process. And over the last couple of years, we've worked with the town to develop this amendment package. And so because easements are hard to change, there are a number of legal restrictions on changing them. One of those is that the easement cannot be weakened by amending it. So our amendment package has to carefully balance additional rights granted to the town, and then additional, strengthening of the wildlife habitat, water quality, etc. values and protections in the easement. And so I think the current amendment package does that pretty well, and we can run through the proposed summary of changes. And for today, I'm really just looking for your feedback. We've been working on this for a long time with Julie and Kate and Max beforehand, and we've gotten it to a pretty, polished place. So we want to get the select board's feedback on it. And then it will eventually go, hopefully, to the town vote this fall. And so we are looking, for feedback beforehand. So there's no vote today. It's just a discussion soliciting your insight. So the summary of changes. Within Zone A, the agricultural area, there is no access to water. And so we thought it was important to add for continued, agriculture uses there, access to water. So we've added the right for the landowner to install the drilled well within Zone A. And then we have created a new natural area that does not allow for trail development or commercial forestry. And that's, kind of balancing, that's adding some additional strengthening to the easement. And the natural area is on the parts of the property where you have a couple of freshwater streams. And so they're not great areas for forestry anyway. And placing additional, protections on those areas is important to maintain the quality of those streams. And then multi-use trails. So grant landowner the explicit right to build multi-use trails on the property, except in that natural area. And there was a little map in the packet also. I can pass this around if you want to take a look at it.
In the documents, I guess.
That was quite extensive.
Yeah, the easement is long, but the memo and the map are the most helpful things. And then trail approval and closure. So all new trails need to be approved by Mid-Coast Conservancy based on an ecological assessment. So just making sure that trails are sited in an appropriate area where they won't have a large impact on the habitat there. And giving us the right to require trail closure in the event of substantial erosion or negative ecological impact. And then parking area, so add the right for the landowner to build a parking area outside of Zone A across from the quarry pond. Commercial forestry, expand the buffer around wetlands to 250 feet for commercial forestry and the rest of the property. And then just generally updating the format to our current easement format. So I know that was kind of a lot, but that is our proposed amendment package. If anyone has any questions, I would be happy to answer them. I also have the memo summary that I can pass around if you all want to take a look at it. Yeah. Can I have your copy?
For the benefit of people watching, can you
Yeah.
just explain multi-use trails to everyone?
Oh, yes. Trails that can be used for biking, hiking, horseback riding, that sort of thing. Generally like non-motorized uses. They could be, snowmobiles are kind of an exception because they are operating when the ground is frozen, and so they don't cause erosion.
How about things like e-bikes? Where do you rate that?
So that is a sticky topic within the trail management community. Generally, e-bikes that are not human powered, I think, are considered mechanized.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't go rip it up on my dirt bike. Not that I have.
I know at least one person that's gonna ask me that e-bike question, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like, that's the kind of minutia that is good to clarify. Yeah. Feel free
That's
to,
right, Becky said she'd be over here.
yeah.
Any other questions from the board? I'm guessing no. Anything from the audience?
Is there any impact on abutting landowners? Besides, so it's just us and you.
So they're between Quarry Hill Farm Preserve that the town owns and the property Mid-Coast Conservancy owns. There's a private property, Becky's property. And so we have been, talking with her about a trail use agreement. And I guess, trail usage could increase if we make more recreational opportunities there. There is that possibility of impact to abutting landowners. And also there are 2 inholdings within the property. And so those are private residences. One of them has a fairly unclear boundary. And so we are working on clarifying that boundary. There's potential that it may need a survey because it is a large field and the boundaries are somewhere within that field, but there are no boundary markings to be seen. And also, the trail usage may impact those landowners, but I think that creating better parking is actually going to make things better for them, because then there won't be, cars kind of blocking the access road. That's how they get to and from their property. Yeah.
And then just as a clarifying point will it affect abutters? Mid-Coast Conservancy just holds the the easement, and we're just making sure that the town is compliant with the easement. It is the town's land to manage and decide what they want to do on
Mhm.
within the realm of the easement, and then it's just up to working with Midcoast Conservancy and the town to make sure those actions and management actions are within the easement. But yeah, so like anything that would affect the abutters, yeah, it's like the town's choice on how they want to manage that land, open more trails, reduce trails,
Right.
stuff like that.
Morgan, can you just identify yourself?
Hi, I am Morgan. I'm the Madomic Regional Stewardship Manager for Midcoast Conservancy.
Thank you.
Right, like this amendment package just gives the town the ability to build more trails and build a parking area. But right, it's up to the town to decide if you want to do that, when you want to do that, etc. And so those decisions that the town makes are what would impact abutting landowners. The easement is just, you know, giving you the ability to do that now. Yeah. And feel free to reach out to me afterwards as well if any questions do come up. Because I know it is a lot to digest, but that little memo page is the kind of bird's eye view summary of it. And my email, yeah, I can get you my email, also give you a card or anything if you have questions afterwards.
When would we need to vote on this? To get it on the ballot, or does there need to be a vote?
That would be on the warrant. You would vote to put it on the warrant.
I guess what I'm asking is what is our?
Are we doing the warrant in November or are we doing the warrant in June?
We were planning for November, so I think Kate said like second week of September you would want the
Question.
summary. Yeah, but I'm not an expert in the town
Oh, no, that's
procedure,
fine.
so
No.
right, so I would,
I think Pam was gonna bring that up
Yeah, then we
tonight.
have to go to public hearing first.
Right.
and so what the town would be voting on is you know, they would be provided with the summary of changes. You would have a full package of all the materials here in the town office for people to review upon request. So you know, at the ballot, people would get the summary of changes and then they would be voting to authorize the select board to execute this amendment. Basically just saying they consent to giving you approval to implement the amendment.
Great, okay, I just wanted to make sure that we had our homework lined up real clear.
Yeah, thank you for that.
So I would just comment as the abutter that's in between these two pieces of property. There has historically been a trail that's gone from the town-owned property to the other side of our property.
Mhm.
To where Midcoast Conservancy has another 120-ish acres. And we've been working with Midcoast Conservancy to get that a little bit more documented, because it wasn't documented that it was acceptable to be used. It just was being used, which handshake conversation or whatever in the past. As a
Mhm.
landowner, I just felt like it was important to put that in place. People using it for recreation is great.
And the snow crawlers also use that
Right.
same trail corridor. It's
Snow- yeah,
historically the
snow crawlers
snowmobile
use-
trail.
For you to get from.
Yeah.
You get from one side of the trail to the other, so, just makes sense.
That makes sense, and thanks for making stuff clear.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to, like,
Oh, yeah,
it was just dangled out there, but not really.
Yep,
So I just
yep.
wanted to, be like, here's where we're at, and, we don't have any issue with it.
Thank you.
And I mean, maybe it'll increase use of trails if you have a lot more opportunity up there. But putting a parking lot or doing some of the other changes aren't really gonna.
Yeah,
impact.
I don't think there's gonna be like a flood of people
I don't either, but
there.
you know, if there were, that'd be all right with us too.
I mean, this fits in long-term planning too, like
Great.
some conversations are hard, this seems pretty okay.
Yeah, you know, it is pretty close to the downtown area, so how do we keep open space available to people with opportunities to hike? Yeah.
It's an underutilized gem.
It is. And the blueberries are really, really great right now.
So
PSA.
I will tell you that people have been up and picking and enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I
That's
know
great.
that personally, there were 3 little children who loved picking berries up there
Nice.
and they ate a whole quart before they even cut off the.
That's great. Yeah, so timeline, right, we'll be providing the summary and materials to the town by the second week of September. So if you have any questions, within the next month would be a good time to reach out.
Absolutely do that.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, moving right along. It looks like public hearing 5.1.
Make a motion to open the public hearing.
Sorry, I was letting them finish.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Open the public hearing for Shellfish ordinance revision.
Okay. So this is a fun thing here.
Yeah.
And I wish that the chairman of the Shellfish Committee was here, but I will do my best. Shellfish Committee met and they had a recommendation for changing the shellfish licensing fees for, currently the resident commercial license is $247. The junior is $50. And the non-resident commercial license is $408.75. And the non-resident commercial license is $100. And there's a $90.60 conservation fee that's charged along with it. What they recommend is that there be no fee for active military members for commercial licenses. And that there be no fee for junior commercial licenses. And I believe the thought behind the junior commercial licenses is that surrounding towns do not charge for their junior licenses. And that was their recommendation. This would not go in effect for this year, but it would be for next year's licensing. But that was their recommendation from their Shellfish Committee. And the military is active military. And their thought behind that is that if they're active military and they're maintaining the license, most of the time they are stationed somewhere other than Waldoboro. Yeah.
And that has been the instance with the two that we are aware of, that, or at least that I'm aware of, they have been away from Waldoboro, so they're not actually digging. They are, but they maintain that license so they don't lose it.
Right.
Was there any feedback about how eliminating those junior fees will impact the cost of a license in the future for other categories?
So I believe at their meeting, there was discussion on that, and their thought process was that they would like to encourage the youth to get involved in it, because as it was put to me, and I did not say this, we're getting old.
Okay.
And we need the younger generation to come and
Young blood.
start
Young blood.
young blood. They need young blood. And that this is a great way to encourage the youth to come and at least look at digging for shellfish as
We
a
tried that years
career
ago.
potential.
We tried that years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I know they want to be a self-sustaining budget line item as
Yes.
opposed to pulling taxpayer funds.
Yes.
To fund their,
They felt that they
Needs.
could survive with the few less licenses.
okay.
In no way to know, but to try. Any public comment? Taking that as no. We have a motion to close public hearing for shellfish ordinance revision.
Make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
All in favor? Well, now we need to act on the public hearing for shellfish ordinance revision.
Make a motion to adopt the revision as presented to us. Eliminating active military fees and fees for junior commercial licenses.
I'll second it.
Any other comments? All in favor? Opposed? 3-1. Moving on, point 6, citizen comments. You're all super active. I need you to calm down a little bit. Select board comments. Also very active. Good to
I've
know.
talked enough.
Fair enough.
I would just put out there that I saw on a Facebook post this week, a Maine DOT survey regarding, sorry, Julie, if I stole your thunder.
It's okay.
Regarding the intersection at McGreevy's that will be worked on in, I think, 2 years, but Maine DOT is looking for feedback from residents. So if you have feedback, hop on there and exercise that opportunity to give feedback to those who will be doing the work.
All right. Town managers report.
Bill, got anything?
Oh, sorry about that.
No, I'm all set.
Just to piggyback on what Becky mentioned, I got a couple of calls today about if the comments actually matter. What people put in, or is it a done deal since both roads are state roads? I can only say that I put in a comment about Kaler's about the silly hole that when you
Mm-hmm.
are going south on 32 and you stop and you look to the right, it's their own pole that makes it dangerous. So I actually wrote that comment in there and I did get a response. So they are being responsive. Whether they listen, I do not know. I can't speak for the state, but they do have that open. So please, if you have comments, a lot of people don't see the need for the table where you would stop a large truck. So there's been some explaining about that, but we actually have had some calls about that. So that is something people should be aware of. Also, Old Route 1, I don't know if anybody has noticed, they have been ditching Old Route 1 and working on drainage, which is wonderful, for paving in the fall. And they are on track to pave in the fall. If you've also noticed where Old Route 1 intersects with Goshen Road, they have put large boulders there to keep people from cutting that corner and also kind of keep them from parking there. There were some issues with people parking there and almost getting hit. So they felt that that might force people to stay on the road. So we're hoping that that happens. The only other issue is we've been getting complaints about the paving over by the railroad tracks on 32 North, that it's a little abrupt and there's a big bump. We have let MDOT know, both our local and at the Augusta level, that there's been complaints about it. Apparently it's within what the height it's allowed, but it doesn't make it any less when you go over. So we have let people know that.
I think it was smoother before they worked on it.
It was. It definitely was. It was. And
I don't know what they were trying to accomplish with the work. I just know they did do it and I'm like.
they did do the work, but again, apparently it's within, what is that called when it's within? Tolerance. It's within tolerance. Yes, it's within tolerance. But we did call about that and address it. I also just want to, we have Morgan here. So I was going to talk about this. The EDC and Public Works worked on the Worcester parking lot. So we've gotten some positive feedback about that. Apparently there is a difference, and this is a funny story, that the large 18-wheel trucks seem to be able to maneuver around that parking lot like nobody's business, back up and do all kinds of intricate parking maneuvers, and beer trucks can't. I have been told that it's just because the people who drive the larger trucks, Class A drivers, are just better drivers.
Oh, boy.
But, and that is from no one sitting at this table who has a Class A license. That is not, I did not hear that from, select member Blodgett there, but, people seem to be parking in the area, at least from what I've heard and what I've witnessed, more people are parking there. And across the street, Public Works did some significant trimming back in Coon parking lot and it has exposed more parking area there. So, I didn't know if you had anything, Morgan, since you're captive. What has your experience been with parking since you're there every day?
Yeah, it's been great. There's more people able to park there and it's more organized, which is like cool when you can like, yeah, increase the capacity and the organization. Yeah, there's still like things to work out, but yeah, and I'm kind of doing it in like an iterative process. So instead of trying to fix every problem at once, right? We like did this, okay, see how people react. Like then, yeah, kind of go through it in stages and see what works and what doesn't. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it worked out for so far.
Like I said, the only negative we've gotten is that some of the beer trucks now that cannot seem to maneuver into the parking lot are now parking on the street, which is causing some issues. So some of,
Oh, that's why they're doing that? 'Cause
Yes.
That was I took a photo.
yes,
It
they are
was bad.
doing that because apparently they are finding it too difficult to maneuver. Yet that was some of the concern was, but the big trucks have no problem.
Yeah.
Making
Maybe
the turn.
if I
Yeah,
see.
I mean, hey, why?
Sure.
Because the tandems in the trailer on those beer trucks are set way back, where the regular tractor trailers is forward, you can turn a lot easier when it's a little bit forward. You don't get the tail swing.
Well,
Gotcha.
maybe if I see them, I can like ask for what specific areas are troublesome for them.
So that's where we are. That's all, that's,
Communication.
and
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this
No,
on
that's
a,
good.
I'm gonna end this on a good note. We got our Maine Municipal Association, you know, they provide our insurance. We got our insurance refund this year for being amazing, compliant, safe people. And that check was in the amount of around $9,700
Nice.
that we get back. So that's always a good thing.
Didn't really work
How
that
does
way.
work? What is it?
So, we belong to Maine Municipal Association's, property casualty insurance
Trust.
liability, and it's a trust. And if we reduce our on work accidents
Oh, yep, yep.
or behave and adopt proper procedures, we are entitled to a refund. So
Cool.
we got our refund and we take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah.
So we're safe and happy. And they like to save money.
Well, thanks for ending that with really
That
good
goes right
news.
back in the general fund.
Yeah, well, we don't pay it. They take it off.
Oh,
the
I think
bill.
off the bill, yeah.
So the bill that you see in budget.
Yeah.
Is reduced by that
Reduced,
amount.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, technically it does. It goes right back in. So
So it's not, it's like your personal, you do good on your personal insurance, they give you a check every once in a while.
yes, but you're right. It does go back into fund balance essentially. Yes.
Every little bit.
Helps.
Moving on. Consent calendar 9.1.
I want to point out on here that 363 Gross Neck Road is not the portion of 363 Gross Neck Road that is a tax acquired property.
Duly noted. Have a motion to approve meeting minutes for July 14, 2026. So moved.
Do you just want a motion to do the whole consent calendar?
Yeah, let's just do that.
Okay. You want to amend your,
Yeah, I'll amend it then.
the whole consent calendar?
I'm new.
I'll
All
second
right.
it. You're doing great, Ruben.
So we get a second. All in
I
favor?
just trying to avoid having a motion for everyone.
Oh, no,
Thank you.
do that. I was over here talking a big game about beating John's time and then I was doing, yeah,
Sorry to put that pressure on you.
I'll recover somehow. I get cats at home.
lost.
I know. Oh, all right. So we moved right through all of that. New business.
Get a vote on it.
Oh, we got to vote on it. We do. Fine, let's go back. All in favor? Okay.
We're gonna vote on anything.
I will vote about voting. Moving on, 10, new business, 10.1. EMS transporting service plan, Mr. Booker.
Hey, chief.
Hey, how are you?
So Julie asked me to present on this topic this evening. Basically, LD 245 was in the 132nd legislature, and they are sort of responsible for the Blue Ribbon Commission on EMS, and one of their requirements or suggestions that they enacted was that each municipality has to adopt a transporting EMS plan. We have one. We have operated in this realm and model for a long time, since 1969, essentially. But they need it posted. The Department of Public Safety wants it submitted to them for data purposes and so on. And so I don't know if you have it in front of you. It looks like you do. Basically, it just puts in words what we currently do. And the town's fathers have to vote on it and approve it and then post it. And then we'll submit it through a portal. Maine EMS has done some of the hard administrative work and allows us to submit this through a portal that will then be distributed where it needs to go otherwise, once it's posted, you know, how we typically would post things. So online, here in the building. I took the incentive luxury of doing it, making one that basically just says what we do. Technically, the EMS department does not have to do that. I just did it because it would make everyone's lives a little easier. So basically what I would need, or what the town would need, would be for you guys to sign off on this or amend it how you see fit, and then we'll get it posted. And good thing we have a transporting ambulance plan.
So much for our good civil safety work.
Yeah, right.
So you have a motion to go forward. I make a motion, we
To adopt.
go with it.
Just adopting what we
Adopt what you
what we
said.
already do, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Officially.
Yep.
Seal of approval.
The motion, and we get a second. Any other discussion?
I'll second it.
We got 2 seconds, even better. All in favor?
There's a different chair over there. John.
That's fine.
He'll be all right.
Is John opposed or just dealing with his chair?
You know, no, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm for it.
all right, so that's 4-1 as written.
Do you want me to touch base on the med stuff? Or are we good?
Sure.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, we are DEA compliant. The PPA EMA has been in effect for quite some time, and then July 14th, Maine Health said we're no longer going to supply your controlled substances to you. They obviously are letting a lot of places operate under their DEA registration while they get stuff in order, but we sort of set the trend on it here in Lincoln County, and actually really statewide. A lot of places still don't have what we have in place, and so we're good to go, up and running, and under our own DEA registration, which essentially means there may come some changes in how we let traffic flow through this building. We are compliant now, but I think it's a good time. We've been talking about sort of looking into how to lock that down a little better, with signage, security, doors, that sort of stuff. So it shouldn't change anything too drastically, because the DEA does say that we are compliant. But if you roll by here a lot and see our doors open, please tell me. Our bay doors specifically, just because it's one thing where somebody could just walk through the bay door, and then, you know, in theory, that's why we have dual layer security, but technically if the DEA agent walks up and walks through the bay doors, we're gonna have
have a conversation. So again, when our crews are out there, when we're doing truck checks or washing vehicles or running on calls and that sort of thing, that's covered. But if, you know, if they wander into the bunk rooms and it's 2 PM and the bay door is wide open and there's nobody supervising that area, that's technically a lapse in our security. So, just if you help me help them and everybody will be well. But we have a PIC system in place now, and we have a NARC ID system that is well beyond the requirements of that rule, and it's amazing, and it's gonna save me a ton of time administratively.
It didn't save them a ton of time setting it up.
It did not, no,
It
it's,
did take a lot of time to set that up, and that should be acknowledged.
And
is a
you were
major
under a
task.
pretty tight timeline, so.
that timeline
That's
snuck
amazing.
up on us. They, you know, it was, hey, by the way, July 14th, and we're like,
Yeah.
whoa, so.
Yeah.
We, a few of us went to work and spent a lot of hours here after work, making sure it was up and running. So, no, it's a good system. It will serve us well and probably save us money because the DA won't have to fine us anything. So,
I've seen places with enough support in building those, set those up. The fact that you all got that done is impressive.
it was a good,
It sounds like you're proud of your team, but however proud you are, crank that up a little more. That's good.
thank you, appreciate it. So, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
10.2 MMA annual election, president, vice president.
So you're being asked to vote for a vice president and executive, 3 executive members. The vice president is a 1-year term, and there is only one person, Shiloh Lafreniere, the J-Town manager, running. And then the executive committee members of 3-year terms, you're supposed to vote for 3, and there's only 3 here. That this has been proposed by the nominating committee. Chris Camery, Lisbon Council Chair, Michael Labrie Daniels, Brewer City Council, and Richard Petrie Jackman, Town Manager.
So how do we take action on that? Do we want? Go ahead, John.
I'll make a motion to vote as presented for
Second,
each, for the executive, right? Executive
Mhm.
committee and the vice president
Yep.
of MMA. And that's all we have.
All right, Bill, you seconded? All in favor? Easy enough. 10.3 Lincoln County Budget Advisory Committee nomination.
It's that most wonderful time of the year, but it's for the county when their budget season starts. So what we need is their caucus for municipal officers for Commissioner District 2, Bremen, Bristol, Munnigan, Plantation, Noblesboro, South Bristol, and Waldeboro will be held Thursday, September 10th at 2026 at 3 PM at the Lincoln County Courthouse. And the presence of all select board members from each town is requested. If a representative from your select board cannot attend the caucus, they would like somebody to be willing to serve on the Budget Advisory Committee. And you cannot, well,
I can this year.
you can this year.
This year, yeah,
You could also.
that's right.
I guess so could you.
I did it last year and I enjoyed it. I'd go again.
So you all can go to we'll remind you of when the meeting is that all of you can attend, but if there is a person who is willing to serve on the Budget Advisory Committee, please let us know.
I will.
Okay.
Can you give me that date again?
12.
September 10th
Okay, I wrote it down.
at 3 PM at the Lincoln County Courthouse. And Pam, I'm sure will send you out a
Yeah,
reminder.
correctly, I just wasn't
Yes, I-
confident, you were so confident and wrong.
I wrote the 10 too. I'm trying to trick you.
Trying to send me on the wrong day.
So we're gonna vote on something, John, or do we need to?
Does anybody else want to go aside from John to all the budget?
Oh, you're just
committee
going to.
No, I'm gonna go to the budget committees.
You can handle it.
Like Mike did last year.
Yeah, because for some budgets, you'd have to recuse yourself.
Right.
So that might not be.
We only need one.
Do,
right?
do we need to
Yeah.
formally nominate him and
You
vote
can.
on it? All right, I'll nominate John Blodgett to be the LC Budget Advisory Committee representative for Waldeboro.
Second.
There you go. All in favor? Congratulations, John.
Only a few more meetings.
Oh, all right, on to old business.
Wish I had the bike now, didn't you?
11.1 tax acquired property update.
145 Gross Neck Road, if you'll recall, that was the one we were waiting for the payment from the mortgage company. And they assured me it would be here by August 1st, and it has not been paid. The mortgage company has not paid it. The owner has not paid it, nor has the person who is has a contract for a lease purchase, nor have they filed that agreement at the county deed office. So my recommendation would be, I mean, we have done everything we possibly can, would be to add this to the list of property for potential sale on the tax acquired property sale.
That's 145 Gross Neck.
Correct. And this is the one where we had been in touch with the mortgage company, and they said they would pay it, and then they decided not to. The homeowner has not paid it, nor have the people who have the rent to own agreement with the homeowner. They have not come forward to pay it either.
I'll make a motion that would do what you say, put on the list.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Any other conversation? All in favor?
Just doesn't feel good.
Fair. Opposed? Okay,
I just want you to know, we have done everything that we possibly can do to assist in getting it
Sorting
paid.
it, I get it.
And trying to keep the person who was renting to own in the house. We've given them as much assistance as we could possibly give them to help them.
How many total does that make now? Is that 4, 5?
5 maybe.
It'll be 4 total. And the one, that's just the house on the
Plus a house.
property. That's just for the house.
That's the house, right?
Right, I would take that one off the list. Because so right now we are out to bid for real estate agents to conduct the sales. When they were reviewing it, everybody who got the list as it existed then, I will add this, said that there will not be a market for a house on land that's not owned by the person that owns the house, and the house is not worth moving. So you'd be selling a house, but you don't own the property.
all right. Agenda items for next meeting.
We have an update on 4 Bremen Road and code violation.
So do you want to have an August meeting, or do you want to wait and do the first meeting in September?
I'll be at the fair.
You'll be at the fair.
So it doesn't matter to me one or the other.
How about you two? What are your thoughts?
Well, you got some items that gotta be on. We gotta take care of 4 Bremen.
Or,
4 Bremen is scheduled for the 25th.
and Fort Bremen is coming in tomorrow to see the code enforcement officer. So it may be resolved.
Anything else pressing?
Can I say something? Warrant items, we'd have to do a public hearing at the first September meeting. To make it. To get the ballots printed.
And how many?
I have 0 questions presented to me.
Well, we have
except-
1 tonight.
We have one
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
And do we anticipate any additional need for additional public hearings for November ballots? Question.
I have nothing has been presented to me to be on the ballot, so
Nothing's been presented to me.
Okay.
there'd be just one
One.
question.
And we know,
That's us.
and that's you.
Right.
Can I ask a question about the process?
Mhm.
It would be a public hearing at the September select board meeting, the first one.
Yes, September 8th, which I won't be here. Sorry, I'm just flying back. That's the day I fly home. I think you should up your flight. No. Julie can do it.
I mean, the
I can do
process
it.
is so that
Um,
any you
Julie-
can get feedback
well,
from the
Julie
public
can.
on the
Yeah, yeah,
question
yeah.
that's gonna go. What you think that's going
Why
on.
can't you?
Yeah. That's
Uh,
very clear.
I'll be a
Yeah, for
little
sure.
anesthesiaed.
Okay.
But we have somebody who can do it. Somebody can definitely do it.
Okay.
Yeah, Jonathan was
So if we
So-
can't,
Julie may be able to do
The
it. It
reason
might be
why-
fun to have Julie do it.
Boy, I don't know what time I land.
So we can
If we're
do,
fine.
so we'll just postpone, not have a meeting at the end of August and go right to September 8th.
We can.
Yes.
anything we need to vote on, or is that just a thing we can say?
If anything comes up, we'll let you know. If
Good enough.
anything changes.
But she needs to know, that's the only two items you have right now?
Yeah, I just have that Fort Bremen Road and it may be a non-event,
What
so,
else, whatever else comes up? Yep.
yeah.
All right. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
having much fun.
Are you? Well, Bill wants to stay. What about you, Becky? You gonna second that?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Oh, he said he didn't want to stay. All right, see how it is.